by Sanderson. They bring it across the line, but Dell comes out to play it. And he just reverses it back up the boards. Stick on it from Douglas, giving it back over. Semyonov cross ice, stays on. Hellickson toward the goal, scores! Is that tipped out front?
Well, a couple players went to Hellickson, Todd, but I think Semyonov might have got a stick on it. He did. And he's had some good looks this afternoon. Early evening now is his first goal as a Marley. If that's the way it gets credited. Yeah, Douglas, great one.
Would have been looking from the other side in a 3-1 hockey game, so worked out in his favor.
4-1 with 3:35 remaining. Sharp out front, shot, scores! Bobby McMahon with a dart at the top of the goal. And he puts the Marlies up 5-1, 2 quick goals. Has the Senators slouching on the bench.
Well, this is just, again, this is putting the puck in. Mendelise isn't able to corral it. It's winning the battles along the wall, and McMahon comes in, able to get on that quickly, and third shot of the game, and he buries it. He's been all over the ice. He's been in the right spots, finds the...
Impressive to see him negotiate situations now. Here comes McMahon, sends another one on goal. Backhander stopped, and Warm comes up with a good save on Gabriel to keep it 1-0, lifted toward the goal. After it, Douglas. Backhand. McMahon, another shot, and now the backhand picked up. Gabriel scores, and the Marlies up 2-0 as Curtis Gabriel gets the Wolves scrambling, and the rest of the Marlies too. Douglas gets a good opportunity on the backhand, but then it just walked away on him, right to Curtis Gabriel's stick, and it's his first goal this season at 4:58 of the first period, and the Marlies have jumped out fast on the Chicago Wolves on a Saturday night in Chicago. Gabriel happy to get that one, there is no doubt. Back the other way come the Wolves one more time. This one will go off a skate and come back onto the stick of Douglas. He drags it across the line on the backhand. They work back to it. It'll flip over to Douglas again. He's got Biega up high. He takes a quick shot, and that one just whistles a little bit wide. Not far off the mark at all. Here's Bobby McMahon on the backhand. Out front, scores! Bobby McMahon from the corner went off. It looks like Curtis Douglas out front, established a presence, and the puck is in the goal, and the score is tied. First goal of the season for Curtis Douglas, and he comes back, and the first thing he does, he gives Michael Hutchinson a tap and says, "That's okay, we got it to even." That's a group effort. Once again, that line puts together that group effort that gets it done, and Bobby McMahon will get another point as he gets behind the goal and then just sends it in. Douglas kind of forced it along the bench. Crawl finds Hosang. Nice little move by Hosang. Inside, outside. Didn't quite know where that was coming from. Hosang gets it back, shoots, tip. Clune scores! The captain puts one by to tie it up here in the third period.
Well, you're just looking for a moment of magic when you're down by a goal, and Josh Hosang's going to help generate it, and Rich Clune, the captain, is going to finish. It's going to be his first of the year. Hosang does a little dancing here along the boards and gets puck on goal.
And shot hits the side of the goal. Grabbed up by Steves. Carries it back through the middle. Over the line. Steves still working with it. Cuts to the net. Up top. Tin roof. Scores! Curtis Douglas. And the Marlies go up 2-1 with 2:53 left to go in the first period. The heavy lift by Steves. The put away by Douglas.
Yeah, Douglas second of the year, but Alex Steeves attacks the neutral zone with speed, weaving through here, and eventually he's going to flip this out front. You can see Douglas coming in. Nice quick finish by Douglas as well. Good hands. Put him in tight to get this puck elevated in a hurry. A nice little feed here by Steeves.
It turns around and sends it in, but it contacts on a stick. Back to the line. Dahlstrom feeds it in. Here's Douglas. There's the shot. Scores! Chizowski comes up with his goal in the American Hockey League. And he puts the Marlies up 2-1. A couple of quick goals from the boys in blue and whites.
Well, it's so important to manage your energy, in particular after goal, and this one comes back-to-back, relentless pressure here, and able to convert, hold that puck in, and then it's Douglas driving the lane. Again, you talk about taking away the eyes, but Chizowski off the side, on his offside, just bears down on that one. Square to the puck is Berube, just opens the fire.
Hollowell, who can skate out of problems, but this time he puts it ahead to Abramoff, and he flops it down into the Bridgeport zone. Abramoff with Cini out front and picked up by Douglas. Scores! Curtis Douglas. Great feed out of the corner and is able to knock it home. They're going to give this, perhaps, I'm going to take a look at this again. Did try to pick it up again. Protects the puck. Comes back across the line, cross ice, finding O'Brien. The shot from Douglas doesn't get through. Back up it comes to Kapchek, and Gogolev waits, shoots, scores! Pavel Gogolev, he came into the league last season, and boy, did he impress with shots like that one. Right back to it. Here's Kral. Douglas from behind the goal, working to it. Out front, scores! And I don't know if McMahon got a piece of that out front or whether Douglas is going to be credited here. Zagajino was there. There goes Matt Sogard. And here comes Bobby McMahon with some help. And Blandisi takes the 8-15 into the city as the Marlies, with the empty net goal, make it 4-2 with less than a minute to play. Find if Steeves could do something with it. Here comes Alex Steeves again as he turns north-south, coming down into the corner. Little poke ahead as Somela comes back to it. He's got help coming from Curtis Douglas off the bench. Shot in on goal. Loose. Scores. Steeves cleans it up. And the Marlies get on the board first with 4:47 left to go in this first period. Alex Steeves with his 8th of the year.
Well, he's got his 8th of the year, and he gets to clean up, and this is because of the possession of the Toronto Marlies. And when you take a shot, it can create chaos, and that's exactly what happens to the defensive structure. Marlies can't find.
Absorbs the hit and then moves it along. Back through the middle. Douglas trying to skate away from the check. Sends it into the corner. Douglas back up high at the line. Chad Chris looks to the goal. A bouncer! Cleaned up! Scored! Alex Steeves tries to slide one in and succeeds. Back to even at 2 apiece. Steeves means business. Boy, there's the original shot by Chris, and then fall. The top 2 leading scorers and defensemen in the league this season. Dusak right there at the top. He's played less games as Chizowski comes all the way back for this one. Meets up with his man as both teams making a change. Now Chizowski tries to wrap around. He scores! There's a silent rattlesnake as it just works its way past Keith Kincaid. And Chizowski ties it up at 1 apiece. I'm not saying he's a spice ring, but he could be. Right down the right side. Kral out front, backhand Kral! On the second effort as he works toward the goal. Knocks it in. Great eye-hand coordination for Philip Kral, who returns to goal scoring for the Marlies. That is Philip Kral's third goal of the year. He's got 16 points now. And the majority of those points have come since the new year. Look at off the draw. Boy, Douglas is involved, and he's reaching over with his stick. I think he got a piece of that, moves it over the far boards. At the blue line, it's kept in. Back Kopaka and Douglas come. And now Douglas out front. Picked up as a rebound comes out, scores! Blandisi up and in. Joseph Blandisi came in on a professional tryout and has impressed from the moment he stepped on the ice.
Yeah, Blandisi again, he just finds a way to make things happen here. He's a point-a-game player since joining Toronto. And just gets this shot on target off the rebound.
The stick, but it's in amongst the feet. The Marlies making changes behind all that play. Martel races back and faces a few Marlies in front of him. And out it comes. Clifford has some help in Douglas. Dahlstrom 3-on-1 scores! Kyle Clifford! A silent rattlesnake under the goaltender. And Clifford makes it 6-2.
That's the second American Hockey League goal in 7 games for Kyle Clifford off a neutral zone turnover. And just patient. Bernard, he's going to finish those 99 times out of 100.
Rocket regained the lead. Here's Biega cutting in the way as he pushes it along for Douglas. Rebound, Kopaka scores! And the Jack Attack ties it up at 2 apiece seconds later.
Literally seconds, right off the draw. The Marlies gain possession here as Niku gives the puck away. Marlies able to attack with some speed here, and long rebound comes out. Kopaka. Nice little play here by Biega to gain and then drive the net.
Icing on the play, comes back up the wall. Douglas trying to get to turnaround shot. Dusak with the opportunity. Moves it back off the wall, gets it to the line to Mac Hollowell. Back down into the corner. Dusak sees it, looks for a little bit of vision there from Curtis Douglas. Quick, Hollowell shoots, scores! Mac Hollowell. Marlies on the board first. 5:40 into the first period. Great feed, excellent finish.
Well, it's some really good work there by Douglas and Clune, and I think Joey Dusak was taking a turn up front on that shift. And they just get the big bodies crashing and banging down low and work this puck out front. Ball series.
Well, a little bit like that season last year, too, where everybody seemed to play everybody about 4 or 5 times. Lifted up, scores! Douglas makes it 6-4.
Well, for Curtis Douglas, he gets rewarded. He hasn't scored in 20 games. And he managed to flip one in here, a rebound going in the net. Going to be goal number 5 of the season for him. And he's been such a responsible player, taking some key draws. And here he just goes to the net. And, again, it's Clune.
And here to start out for Greg Moore, as he's got his 4th line out there. Kopaka and Douglas have been really terrific as a duo. And Clune just rounds out the line nicely out front, backhander, diving, scores! Jack Kopaka on a misplay off the bench. Cam Johnson couldn't get back as he went on a wander. Tossed out front, Kopaka comes right back with it. Douglas finding Kopaka, and he beats Johnson. And it's 2-1, and this afternoon has been of a eye-opener here as Jack Kopaka adds his 2nd of the afternoon. Douglas with his 2nd assist. Chad Chris got an assist on the first one just to round that out. And as he got some magic in the midst this afternoon. Great move by Douglas to send it out front. He has tried that wraparound a couple of different times, more than a couple of different times this season, but Mullen has it chipped off his stick by McMahon. Douglas back across the line. Here's Rich Clune deep in the corner. The battle through the check and plays it off into the corner. McMahon back up high. Kivy Halme wanted that shot, and now he carries it down the boards. Out front, Douglas shoots, scores! Curtis Douglas! This man is on fire this afternoon. Happy birthday, Curtis! 2:52 left to go, and the Marlies go up 4-3 in this first period. 7 goals already in this one. Oh, it's a play-by-play guy's dream, really. I don't think. On the backhand, lifting it up, Abramoff. He doesn't get it by Johnson. Puck comes loose out the stick side. Gathered in by Douglas. Round behind again. This one, a little chance by Kopaka. Curtis Douglas steamrolls everybody out of the pile. Carry back, Douglas again. Here's Kopaka, looks out front, he's got Clune. Cross ice, sharp to the backhand of Hellickson. He throws one to the goal, knocked down, scores! Rich Clune, the captain, makes it 6-3. And this line has been absolutely terrific tonight, or this afternoon, as Rich Clune puts his name on the sheet for the Marlies. Kopaka and Douglas already there. What a stroke of absolute brilliance. Greg Moore starting this line. Douglas on his backhand, powers his way to the goal. The shot, scores! It opens its eyes and crawls across the line. And the Marlies are on the board with Curtis Douglas getting the goal.
Curtis Douglas just using his size and that big, long stick he has. Didn't appear as though he had any real estate left. And all of a sudden, he brings that stick back out in front and is able to jam it home. You see here, he just gets a step around the defender, uses that big stick.
Pursuit. Comes on to Dusak's stick as he gets across the line, drops it back. Douglas wants to shoot, and he does. And the rebound comes back out, shoots, scores! Great feed by Dusak. Better finish by Douglas, and the Marlies are on the board. 1-0 as Douglas once again finds the offensive voice. I don't know if you heard that, but that's what the offensive voice sounds like. Curtis Douglas getting back. Sola plays it in. Rich Clune heavy after it. Cuts back on his backhand. Tapped away. Clune plays it around behind the goal. Doesn't quite get there. Now out front. Sola backhand. Way down. Scores. It's a goal. It finds its way in on the second look as the referee has an eye to it. And Ante Somola puts the Marlies up 2-1.
Well, this is just hard work on pucks below the goal line. The ability to retrieve, be evasive, and possess it. And it starts down low after the entry. Just little, again, putting the puck in. Rich Clune, we talked about him. He's on the chase. The ability to win the puck battles, be relentless on it. Little cycle play. And again, the stick positioning. Asuma is able to...
Working it back, trying to find a little bit of speed. Marlies' options, of course, trying to play, really, Abbotsford invested in having the Marlies come out and play, of course, with the Vancouver connection. Back out front, backhander, scores! Curtis Douglas on fellow Oakviller, we'll call it. Spencer Martin backhands it, tough read, and the Marlies go up 1-0. And Curtis Douglas comes over and gives the brand new goaltender Taylor Joseph great chance on the backhand of Chinnikov. Time on the power play as Chris plays it back to Blandisi. Back up for Chad Chris. Works the blue line. Somola picks it up there. Blandisi moves to the front of the goal. Shot, rebound, comes back over for Ovchinnikov. Back up high, Chris toward the goal. Loose behind it, scores! And the Marlies power it into the goal. And I think this one is going to go to Dmitry Ovchinnikov. It is collected by Blandisi. His first goal here in the American Hockey League ties it up for the Toronto Marlies. 10-17 into the second period, and Blandisi over to congratulate him and let him know how much that effort off the draw. This one is picked up by Robertson as he lifts it inside of the goal. Brisebois tries to force it back up along the wall. Robertson there to pick it up. Round behind the goal, center back out front, scores! Curtis Douglas, second night in a row, ties it up this time at 3 apiece as it was fed out front by Josh Hosang, and Curtis Douglas now at 10 goals even on this season and 30 points. He's leaning into one, Douglas. Kopaka gets back to it, forcing it down into the corner. Hollowell comes after it, and Douglas tries to play it back out front. Little jam at the side of the goal, scores! That one, a silent rattlesnake, sneaks in past Legacy, and the Marlies tie it up at 2 apiece.
And here's where Curtis Douglas is so good. Again, he's a big body below the goal line and that big long stick, and he's able to get this puck and somehow wrap it around. I'm sure this is one that Legacy is going to want back. But you see Douglas down low. He's working, digging at the puck.
I'm not even sure how that got in there. I just keep looking at the replay to see if it crawled over his shoulder, but it didn't. It went, certainly put himself in a good position after coming down from the NHL. Himself a point a game. Ovchynnikov shoots, scores, he leans into it and blasts it past Brännström. And the Marlies go up 1-0, 2 minutes and 40 seconds in, and that's the second goal for Ovchynnikov in his young AHL career.
Yeah, it's a great job by the fourth line. When you get out there, you know your main goal is not to get scored against, but this line finds ways. Curtis Douglas is using his big body in front of the net. Clune did a great job of getting it on the forecheck and feeding that puck out. So great goal.
A toss back for Curtis Douglas. He's got help out front, takes the shot, scores! Curtis Douglas finds a way to put it in the back of the net. And the Marlies go up 3-0 with 6:18 left to go in the first period. An even strength goal by Douglas.
Another great shift by the fourth line. Douglas coming with speed. Clune moving it wide to him. Hard to stop the big man here coming down the boards. Outmuscles the defender, and it's a little bit of a tough angle shot, but it shows you put pucks in net, anything can happen.
It went down in the third period as well by a goal. Comes back out. Kind of funny off the boards there. Rolls off into the corner. Jack Kopaka in the lineup as well, trying to draw it back out front. Steves trying to handle it. Chris the shot. Backhander. Stop, score! Second chance. Curtis Douglas makes it happen and opens the scoring here in Laval. Just 2 minutes and 16 seconds in. Douglas gets on the board, and the fourth line powers the Marlies to the early lead. Douglas, nice little move, gets knocked away. Steves, I think, got it back up the boards, or just a pass trying to get it out. Either way.